and welcome back to my Becoming Process series. How did your week go, or was it productive? If no, why? And if yes, congratulations. Now, the question we're going to be asking ourselves this week, since we are on a growth journey, just the way I'm asking myself, is how are we going to make the new week even more productive? We're always looking for ways to get better, right? And deliver better, right? Okay, so yes, this week was a whole lot of learning for me, because I mentioned last week that we're going to start learning 1-2 per week, okay? And I don't know if you have started, but yes, I have started, and I came up with something because we're not going to want to leave some people out of what we're doing, right? We want to carry everybody along, but then I'm going to give you the highlight of my week before we pick the first two based on your decision. Okay, I would love for you to tell me the two you would want us to start with. Okay, so the two with the highest mention is what we are going to start with this week. All right, so this week the highlight, like I said, was having one of my bosses give me the privilege of hosting or facilitating rather the company's meeting. I was so excited when that came to me, because I felt like, okay, this is time for me to get hands-on experience on this particular thing I learned during my ALX program, right? So at the end of the meeting, I asked myself, because I usually do that, I always ask myself at the end of everything I have done, how did I do it? I assess myself, and if it was great, I look for ways to do better. If it was not great, I'm going to learn from my mistakes. I always do, and that is why it is easy for me as a virtual assistant, and easy for you who is going to be putting that into practice, to learn on your job, right? So was the meeting great? Nah, great is not the word for it. But did I learn from it? Of course I did, because I had some bit of technical issues during the meeting. Plus, I did not have an excellent time management. Yes, I actually tried. I'm going to give myself some credit, but then I understood that I could have done better with time management, right? So this is something I have noticed, or I noticed rather, from the meeting, and I'm going to put into place, because subsequently it is not going to be that way. Now, what have you done this week that you learned from? Because it's not all about saying I have learned this or I have learned that. How are you putting it into practice? Because I mean, I learned this, right? I did learn it, but then I did not exactly put it into practice, because I prepared meeting schedules and agenda, which was easy for me to do because I had the hands-on experience. I had meetings then, just I think 1 or 2, but then it was a practice kind of thing, and I didn't exactly do it on an official basis. And this time when I had to do it on an official basis, it wasn't the best, and I know that it's going to get better. So I'm urging you, this is me urging you to carry out your practices seriously, very seriously, because it's going to come in a whole lot handy in the nearest future, because we are working towards becoming the best versions of ourselves, right? So yes, now I am going to be sharing something, because I have gotten a lot of messages from a number of persons here asking me to mentor them. I promise, people go the extra mile to get things done. People sent me email messages. That is how extra they are, because they are determined to learn. But it's not like I don't want to help. It's just that the foundation has to be strong for the building to be stable, right? Exactly. This is still my learning process. This is still me becoming, and I am willing to take the time I need to build myself so that I can do amazing and help you all that will be needing my help amazingly. The same goes for you that is looking at me. You have to do amazing, because there is something this person I look up to says: there are so many lights that depend on your own light to shine. Yes, in case you don't know that, I need you to know that today. So many lights depend on your lights to shine, and that is why this challenge that we're about to take on, you have to take it seriously, because you never can tell how many more lights, how many more people are depending on your getting better to get better. So please do well to take this challenge, this learning process serious, even as we learn together. So let me know in the comment section, what would you love to learn this week? The next thing I would love to chip in before I end this is how I was able to navigate my ALX program and remain consistent. The first thing I did, and I have asked some people that reached out to me to do the same, is write down everything you have to do. Just like this. Yes, this is how I write down my goals at the beginning of every month and break it down into achievable tasks. Because yes, I set SMART goals, and just the way I am setting SMART goals for myself, I am setting it for those who I work for as well, because we have to achieve big goals, right? So yes, set these goals this way. I would love to see yours before next week. Here, you can send it to me. I'm going to take a look at it. All right, that's like the least I can do for now. Send it to me. Write down your goals, what you expect to achieve by the end of this month, and break them down into tiny bits, daily achievements, and we're going to tick them off as the week goes on. All right, so write down in the comment section, please just tell me the two you would love for us to begin with, and let us hit the ground running. All right, so this is it for this week, and I am so grateful that you all are sticking with me and you're willing to learn with me. We are going to keep ourselves accountable. I am that little birdie that is going to remind you and give you the ginger to grow. Yes, because just the way I am learning to give my bosses and my potential clients the best service, I would love for you to do the same. Thank you so much for watching, and yes, I will see you next week. Bye.